Hey everyone, it's holiday Monday for us Canadians. I get a little sidetracked here. What am I doing with all this junk? Well, I'm going to make myself a brake drum forge. We had two 45-gallon drums and a used brake drum off of some truck. I don't know. I think it's a Ford. I'm not sure. So this is going to be my base. Instead of wasting my material over there to make myself a table, I'm going to cut a hole in the top of this, recess that drum down. I'm going to cut some off this drum here and cut a door in it, and we're going to make a hood. Because this thing may be inside and maybe outside, I don't know yet. But anyway, what I want to do is forge some pieces to make a track jack for this thing. Now there's different ways I can make a track jack, but I'm going to go with the one I've seen them using on a Panzer. It involves a lever and you'll see anyway. So let's get to this. Alright, all I did to center the drum was to measure over. And it just happens to be just over 5 inches with a tape measure all the way around until it's fairly straight. It doesn't have to be perfect, so we're going to mark it next and then cut the hole out. Alright, so this is my buddy down the road's fault, Mark. I've always wanted to make one of these and just never bothered. He's made one, or it should be done by now, hopefully. Maybe I can beat him still. And, you know, I've been collecting hammers and friggin' shit. Instead of using my acetylene all the time to hammer stuff out, I'm going to start using this forge. I have a little bit of experience with it, not a whole lot, but maybe I'll do more of it now that I have a forge. Anyway, I've marked 2 lines out. This is the very lip, so if I stay on the inside of this, it should catch this lip here. I want it sunken down inside of here as far as I can, in case you want to keep extra coal or whatever. We'll probably be used to using charcoal because that's the cheapest to get, and I'm going to show you later how to make a charcoal way to make charcoal with a 45-gallon drum. I'm sure everybody's done this to death already, but anyway. Okay, there's one of my anvils. I believe that's a 250 pounder. That come out of a river in Sterling, Ontario. Same with this one right here. It's missing a horn. That one's a little bit heavier. I think that's like, I don't know. The horn's missing off that one though. Now you could use a hand grinder if you want. I'm just using my torch because I have it and it's faster. And I just bought a fitting for 50 bucks for my tank, so I could use it. Alright. I do have a new set of torches somewhere too. I should switch over. Can't find my soapstones. I hope that line doesn't disappear when I get cutting this. Lots of rust. Now most of this stuff was this junk I found on the farm here, like these drums and the brake drum. I used to have some here on the farm, but I couldn't find them, so I went and bought one instead of waiting at work till I get one for free. So that cost me $5 for the brake drum. Now, if you use a hand grinder, it's going to take you a lot longer than this. Now, for the test fit, I'd say that was perfect. No play either side. So there we go. Got a perfect fit. What I'll do here is I'll cut a door in the front of this somewhere, just so you can get your blower and your clean out. Okay, so that drum will be fitted on there like that. I'm just going to figure out where my door is, because the height of me, I think I'm right about here somewhere. Nice big door in there like that, and kind of leave that lip. Maybe put some holes in it so you can leave your stock hanging out. So I'm just going to mark it up into here. And I'm going to use a cut-off blade for this one because I want the line to be nice and straight as possible, not all jagged like the torch does. I'm thinking like that. Alright, now I have my doors marked out, top and bottom. It's time to cut them. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut the one side that's a bit crooked, but who cares. Cut the one side, put my hinges on it, here and here, then I'll cut the rest of it out. That way it'll already be lined up perfectly. And I'll do that for top and bottom. So I'll probably make my hinges next. Alright, so this was going to be the cleats for my lawnmower. I have lots of it, so I'll replace it. Right now I'm going to use it for this to make my hinges. I need 12 of these little tabs to make enough for my doors. Hopefully I don't pop the breaker again. I just popped the breaker once. Pretty pathetic hydro here. Alright, the next step is just kind of boring. We're just going to clean up the edges and round the corners off a bit so they're not so sharp in case someone falls against it. You know, not everything's possible, so don't want to get hurt on this. Probably going to burn myself enough as it is. So. Anyway, I'm going to remove the burrs and make them all pretty. Alright, my next step after that, and I think that took the longest, is drill holes in 12 of these. I was going to try to do a stack them at once, but I don't have a drill press vise. The little vise I got is not meant for this, and I can't get the base of this to go down too far because this is a cheapy drill press anyway. I'll have to just guess at it. I want all the holes the same, but it doesn't really matter. So I'll just do 12 of these the old-fashioned way. Once you put a bolt in it and weld the tabs onto the forge, it isn't going to matter. It'll be all lined up anyway. Man, it took me longer to cut these out and drill them than it did to put this all together. Now this stuff says flat bar, but I can tell you right now that that's not flat. That's concaved and that's bumped up, so you want to put them together so they all match. So you can see that's tight and that's not. I can feel that with my finger. Fairly easy. So you got like 3 together like this. Put the bolt through. Hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, so what we're going to end up with is a piece like this. And I'm going to go ahead now and cut this line with a grinder this way. Just this one first. It depends which way you want your door open, where you put your hinges, but then I'm going to tack weld the hinges on there like this. Then I'll finish cutting out the door, and then it should be perfectly lined up. Now I made these holes really tight, so it shouldn't be any play. So when I finish cutting this out, this should be perfectly lined up. Alright, here we go. Alright, so I'm going to have to go back and redo my thingamabobs here. This hole should have been closer to one side up here, and you'll see why. If this is attached to the drum, see that little piece come out, it's going to hit the side of the drum. So I'm going to go back and grind 6 of those off so that doesn't happen. And then we're going to go back and weld them to the drum. Now worth noting, keep your bolt in the center of the line. If you go one way or the other, you're going to get into trouble. So I'm going to keep mine there. I'm going to grind these areas off here and there, and then let's go. Alright, so I got them welded on. You can see I'm not 100% perfect, but neither is this. So who cares, right? I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting the drum out, the door out of there, the drum, and we'll see if it opens alright. I made a mistake of tack welding this one. I should have left it loose in case I need to adjust it, because these two will have to line up perfect. So anyway, now for the moment of truth. See all my work. You can tell I didn't do a very good job cutting the top, but oh well. Let's see if the shoe works. Oh yeah. It's a bit stiff, but she'll work. Perfect. I'm gonna have to reinforce the inside of these hinges with a rebar or something like that. It's just a slag. Once I get her worked in, some oil on it, you can see it flexing there a bit. So I'll have to, next I'll weld this and I'll do my bottom door, and then we'll work on the plumbing for the forge. But I'll have to charge my battery first. Right way, you take a second drum and I cut out a bigger door out of the same area of it, and I'd put it on top of this one. That way it would fit right over top here and here and make a nice tight seal. You can see I got some gaps, which may or may not be good. Little brat. I'm probably going to come back and put some rebar or something around the outside of this door. It'll help stiffen it up and it'll help make a better seal too. And I'll put a latch on it and different things. Okay, so next step, I'm going to cut that door out or weld this top to it. Probably going to weld the top to it. Alright, so let's see if this works good here. Great, that works better than the top one. So I'll go ahead and deburr this. I'm probably going to add some support in there eventually. Anyway. Alright, so now it's time for our air supply draft. This is over a 3-inch hole here. I had some of this house jack piping here. It's not quite the right size, but it should work. So I need to find something to weld onto this that'll go in there, act like a seal. Alright, so I decided against cutting the hole out of here. I was going to make the style with the cam on to lift the plate up to let more air in or not, but I decided to just go with this. This is like 1/4-inch piece of plate. It should be wider. I'm going to go ahead and weld that pipe on down there on the end of this. And that'll become my bottom of my fire pot. Later on I might add some clay to it so it keeps it from, it'll deflect the heat up and it'll keep from burning the bottom of that drum out of there. Because eventually it's going to get too hot and it'll melt that apart. Alright, we're getting ready for the first test fire here. I gotta go steal the hairdryer to the house if I can find it. Haven't seen it in a while. Just gonna plug these holes up for now. Like I was saying, I'm gonna put I think I'm gonna put some kind of clay. I don't know if potter's clay will work in here to kind of round out this corner here, and it'll keep the bottom of the fire pot brake drum from burning up. And I'll come back and I'll weld this in here. Well, maybe not. Maybe I'll just leave it. So that way I can tear it apart. But underneath I'm going to add a T with a clean out and maybe make it so I can tear it apart so I can change the drum. Alright. Okay, just stuck the wife's hair dryer down there. Yeah, that's gonna buy her another one anyway, so actually I'm probably going to use a bathroom ventilation fan. That's why I use the 3-inch pipe there. And I think I'm going to change that. I'm going to use some muffler pipe at work, but I'll do that later. We're just going to spark her up right now. Let's try her out, see how she drafts. Now this lump stuff probably isn't the best charcoal to be using. Doesn't even look like it's already, still see a piece of wood, but let's try her out. Now I'm going to push it all to the side. I'm going to put my paper in the center, light it, and then I'm going to turn it on. And we'll pile the charcoal over top of the lit paper. Well, that's the plan anyway. Let's see if it works. Yeah, I think if you had the smaller chunks, it would be a lot better than this lump stuff. Let's give her a try anyway. What could it hurt? Might have to put more of it on there, that's all. Alright, there's the first light. Let's turn the fan on. Woohoo! Must have put it out. It might be a little bit difficult to light the way I have it. I have a lot of smoke. Let's get my matches out of there. I say my paper didn't light too good. It's lit, but you can see the lump stuff isn't working very good. So I suggest not using lump charcoal if you're going to do this. Lots of sparks. Alright guys, you're getting awful sparky and you can feel the heat off this sucker already. Wow. Now they tell me from what I've seen on YouTube that coal doesn't spark as bad and it lasts a lot longer. You see, I need to add like a smoke shelf or something in there. That sucker's hot. A thicker steel rod in it. Now you can see how fast that charcoal is burning up, but it's turned that right red. Gets too sparky, you can do one of these things. Shut the door. You can even turn the heat, the fan down, I guess. There, turn it down a little bit. That's a little better. Alright, you see my piece of bar stock is bright red. A little bit crooked. That's better. Okay guys, so I made myself a fire poker. I'll give you a close up of that. Not hard to do, like 5 minutes, whatever. Just gotta think about which way you want to bend it. Okay, don't be scared to try something. If you want to try it, you never did. You don't need to make a forge like that. All you need is a brake drum, a piece of pipe, a hair dryer, and a couple cinder blocks, just something to sit on. Or you could do it right in the fire, right in the ground. As long as you had a pipe to go underneath to blow the air, that's all you need. Anyway guys, I don't know if you guys like this kind of stuff or not, but I thought it was cool. I always wanted to do it, and I'm going to practice some more. Maybe I can turn it into a living someday, you never know. Probably not, but it's fun as hell. But anyway, more Tankenstein videos coming. I'm not sure when you're going to see it, but we're getting there. We've been working on it, so hang in there. Okay guys, give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Let me know, and I'll consider doing more of this. We'll see. Okay, talk to you later. Always comment. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, because I do all kinds of different stuff, as you see right behind me. Okay guys, talk to you